pass protection, and maybe because Leon Lett pushed me a little, I jumped off sides.
Steve Young chased out of the pocket finally by Dallas, and he's going to take off and runs out of bounds after he picked up about 5. Darren Smith in pursuit.
Yeah, that's the thing that they said. If Steve Young is going to run, they're going to treat him like a running back. But if you're going to treat him like a running back and hit him hard, you got to catch him first.
And you got to hit him in bounds.
Right. And Steve Young is so fast and so quick and such a good athlete, it's hard to really get to him. I mean, there's a lot of times you'd like to do something to someone you can't get to him. That's the way Steve Young is.
3rd and 10. They're 1 out of 6 on 3rd down conversions. Someone moved. Haley jumped into the backfield. I think it's somebody on the 49ers offensive line.
You see what Steve Young did? He just gave him that gave up thing. He told Haley. He looked up and saw Charles Haley coming.
Defense unabated towards the quarterback. 5 yards. Repeat the down. 3rd down.
Called against Haley.
Yeah, and I think the key word is being unabated. But watch Steve Young, and when he sees unabated, boom, you just go right down. Unabated means take a knee right now and you don't call anything.
And you don't get hit by Haley.
Yeah, here's number 94, and this is what an unabated is. I mean, he just went unabated.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go baited, sometimes you go unabated.
That's a good word. Here's Steve Young with time. Gets it to Brent Jones, and the 49ers will move the sticks. Darren Woodson made the stop. He has so many people to throw the ball to.
And the thing that he does is he throws it to all of them. Here's Brent Jones. He's just going to come and find a hole in the middle in the zone. See, he had Bill Bates on him. Then once he felt Bates on his outside shoulder, he just moved to the inside. He read the coverage. Steve Young read the same thing Brent Jones read.
Total yards are pretty even. The turnovers are not even. Waters. Ricky Waters inside the 10. Out of bounds at about the 6. Pushed out of bounds by Kevin Smith.
49ers have always been that kind of team from the days of Bill Walsh, where they start out passing and then they set up the run. Most teams, they start off the running game to set up the pass. The 49ers have always been one of those teams that give you a heavier dose of running in the second half than they do in the first half.
7:34 and the clock running. 1st and goal at the 6. Waters is split out this time. Here's where Steve Young becomes so dangerous. The handoff is to Floyd. He got a couple, but that's all. Chad Hennings made the stop along with Godfrey Miles.
James Washington was trying to talk to William Floyd. I don't think that does any good. I think William Floyd's a pretty tough guy.
Yes, he is.
I don't think that there's going to be any kind of talk or anything that's going to intimidate him.
Floyd checked out. 2nd and goal from the 3 now.
Well, I think he's a guy we may take on our team. I kind of like to pack that guy around too.
Floyd?
Yeah.
Young is alone. Here's that quarterback draw set up. And Young gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Steve Young.
Oh, boy, I think that monkey just left that left shoulder. I think he threw it off right there with that touchdown. He had a draw, and there was no draw there. He had to run. And then he had to run like a running back on that one. You expect to think when he stops back and he gets here, he expects these guys to fly out, and he expects this to happen and have a big hole there. But he's not going to find any of that. See, he starts the motion, but they stun into it. So there's no place for a draw in that middle, and he has to run like a halfback to get to the corner. Then when he gets to the corner, he has to run like a fullback to get in the end zone.
And he got it in, and Brian adds the extra point, and it's San Francisco 38, Dallas 21. Here's Young's touchdown again. Jones with a pop, Washington and Hennings, but Young still gets in. You fucks.
Now there is someone that is really desperate to get on television.
Brian to kick off.
I want someone to fly. I want to get on television. I'll tell you a way to do it. Holy.
This is Brock Marion returning the kick. He's cut down at about the 27-28 yard line by Ed McCaffrey. Dallas ball at their own 26. The 38 points allowed today are the most points allowed by Dallas this year. Yeah, 21 of them came off turnovers. 49ers lead that category.
Yeah, and a lot of that is still 49er offense because they did get those turnovers, but they've moved the ball too. I mean, they've blocked well, they've ran the ball well, they've thrown it well, they've gotten open. Steve Young is playing his heart out.
Yeah, you get turnovers, then you got to do something with them. And they have. And here's Aikman back to throw it to the ground. And again, for a McDonald's game break, let's go back to James Brown.
Pat, Pittsburgh had an opportunity to win the game today against San Diego from the 3, 4th and goal. This pass batted down by Dennis Gibson, intended for Barry Foster, and San Diego holds on for the victory and is heading to the Super Bowl. Right now, let's head back to Pat.
And the winner of this game, and San Francisco headed in that direction, will play San Diego in the Super Bowl. Flag on the play. Pass complete to Novacek, who gets about 8. Michael Irvin might have left too soon. (38-21) with San Francisco leading Dallas. Dick Hantak, the referee.
False start. Offense number 88, simulating the start of a play. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down. Second down.
Simulating the start of the play means he was offside.
Or he just moved up or something. Sometimes here's Michael Irvin right here, and whatever he does, yeah, he just left early.
Yeah. That may be simulating or whatever. 2nd and 15.
What was that Haley did?
Irvin. Pass complete, and that'll get a Dallas first down. Kevin Williams made the grab. Toy Cook, the cover man.
Yeah, one thing, this group here, if you're going to take care of the 49ers, you have to take care of these two guys, and the center, Mark Stepnoski, and the 2 guards have to do a good job picking up stunts and everything. They picked up the stunt well, just played it, and they gave Troy Aikman a lane to throw that ball straight up the middle to Kevin Williams.
First down, Cowboys. Aikman again back to throw it. Not going to have. Finally gets it out to Michael Irvin, who gets across midfield, gets into 49er territory, knocked out of bounds at the 40. Merton Hanks took him out of bounds.
And boy, did Troy Aikman hang in there. Michael Irvin was his 4th read. You're going to see him, and he's going to look 3 places before he finds Michael Irvin. And again, this is pretty good pass protection, because he's looking to the right there, then he pumps, then he goes back to the middle, looks back off to the right, looks in the middle again, is down on his knee almost, and throws that ball out here to Michael Irvin. This is a guy who won't say no, or die, or stop, or whatever you say when it's all over.
Another guy back in the Dallas offensive front is Larry Allen. He had been replaced by Ron Stone, but he's back now. Here's Aikman pumping and going deep. And Sanders intercepts for San Francisco. Michael Irvin takes him down at about the 2-yard line.
Deion's starting that dance down there, and they all get away from him and let him do a little dance. But he's been, earlier he started on Harper. Here's Deion right there. He's man-to-man on Michael Irvin. He squats a little bit. He is so fast that Irvin could get by him. He can catch up with him and pass him and get the interception.
So the 49ers take over. 5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, and San Francisco leads 38-21. heated discussion.
He's arguing that Deion Sanders on that interception pushed off. You see Deion push there with that right arm. The ball's in the air. Michael Irvin became the defender, and Sanders was the offensive guy.
William Floyd lunges for about 3 yards and gets it out to about the 7. Gets the 49ers a little room. Kevin Smith and Darren Woodson.
Yep, I think we were just talking about that. The All-Madden team, I think we will take him, bar none. In fact, he got that nickname. His agent said when he came out of the draft, his agent said he's the best fullback in the draft, bar none. And when he walked into the camp, all the veterans were calling him bar none. And they still call him that, or just plain old bar.
And he's lived up to it. This is Ricky Waters with some room and taken down by Woodson, and the 49ers get a first down and more on the run by Waters. A big hole.
Now the 49ers have it all working today. They got their pass protection. They got their passing game going. They got their running game going now. Harris Barton coming there and making a great block. He picks off 2. You see him come in there. He picked off 2 linebackers, and that really gave Ricky Waters a seal to run in that 4-hole.
They ran that perfectly to the right spot. Here's Waters. Hit by Russell, Maryland.
You know, a guy that's playing a good game is Harris Barton. He kind of missed part of the season with that left torn tricep, but he's playing against Tony Tolbert over there, and you haven't heard Tolbert's name today.
You haven't mentioned Harris till you just did.
Yeah, and some of that.
That's a good sign.
That's right. They don't want to be mentioned too much, but he's one of the good players in this game that could play tackle, guard, center, any offensive line position and play it better than most.
2nd and 14. Young not waiting, going for more. Dumps it out to Floyd. Floyd taken down outside the 20 by Godfrey Miles. That'll bring up a 3rd down.
Now there's a real competitor, 2 real competitors, Michael Irvin and Emmitt Smith. Over the years, just think of how many games. You know, the Cowboys in the last 3 years have played more games than anyone in the history of the NFL. And I think at some point it's going to start to show, and I'm not making that as an excuse, but with the preseason, the fact that they've been in the Super Bowl, they've played in more games than anyone, so their bodies have really taken more of a beating than anyone else's.
Young is going to take off, and he's going to get close to a first down, and he's going to get more. Steve Young still going, slides at about the 48. And that's a clutch first down for San Francisco.
You see stuff was flying around there. I don't know how Wallace, but Steve Wallace's that shell of his helmet, boom, came flying off about the same time that Steve Young decided to take off. There was all kinds of stuff flying around their bodies, helmets, shells. Steve Young was right in the middle of it.
And Young scrambled for that first down. Let's go back and see if we can see again what happened. Well, perhaps not. Yes, we will.
Watch this up there, number 74, Steve Wallace. You see right there, I mean, part of his head just comes right off, and I think that's the thing that made Steve Young run. He saw something fly by him. It was a shell off of Steve Wallace's helmet.
The handoff is to Waters, and Waters again goes for good yardage. They're chewing up this Dallas defense now.
Yeah, they got him on their heels now. Ricky Waters is trying to get the crowd in it now, but the thing that did it is Steve Young did it with his passing and his running. Jerry Rice did it with some of those big plays, touchdown plays in the passing, and now the Cowboys aren't exactly sure what to do. So here's this play again. You see Wallace's shell, part of his helmet goes off. That is what Steve Young saw. So he said, here comes a hat. I better get my hat and get out of here.
Steve Young can make you miss. He just sort of leaned away from that one. Here's Waters. Waters leans down to the 40. And there's the shell.
He's having trouble keeping the top of his head on.
Steve Young wants it for a moment.
Yeah, he's gonna put it on. Let's see if he gets it on. There, good.
Got it backwards, doesn't he? Yeah.
Just put it on backwards.
Yeah.
See, a quarterback doesn't know how to do that. Takes another guy. Takes an offensive center that has a law degree and has passed the bar to do that.
Plus, he's used to looking upside down at things.
But this is the second time it happened. This is just Charles Haley's helmet hits him, and that just knocks it off.
On second down, Young again takes off, and Young is chased by Haley, and Haley makes a heck of a play.
Well, Haley was looking for that one all day. He said the last time they played that they ran that bootleg 5 times. But Charles Haley knew that he was going to get a heavy dose of that. In fact, after that game, Charles Haley called George Seifert the next day and told him, he said, you used to get me in practice on that one, and you got me in the game on it.
And that's the end of the third quarter with the score: San Francisco 38, Dallas 21. This Fox NFL special will continue after these messages from your local Fox station. (38-21). Ralph Tam has replaced Derek Deese. 3rd and 6. Young chased, throws it incomplete. Ricky Waters was the intended receiver.
Did Leon Lett hit Steve Young just as he threw the ball? I know Leon Lett was the guy who was chasing him, and Steve Young ended up on the ground. Charles Haley went down, and then you're going to see Leon Lett. He's number 78 in the middle. Haley starts up to the outside. He goes down. Leon Lett jumps up. It looks like, no, it was Brock Marion that hit him on a safety blitz. The Cowboys were in a nickel defense.
Wilkes-Meyer to punt it. The direction of Kevin Williams, who makes a fair catch at the 10. So the Cowboys have 90 yards to go if they hope to get closer, but they still have a whole quarter left. On 10. It's the 49ers 38-21 over the Cowboys, the defending world champions. And the crowd looks shaky. That's Emmitt Smith. Outside the 20. Not quite enough for a first, tripped up by Tim McDonald and Merton Hanks.
You know, one of the things with the Cowboys, Alvin Harper's always been a big play guy, one for the Cowboys, but especially in games against 49ers, and he hasn't caught a pass today.
Not one.
And they haven't gone to him a lot. They haven't looked to him a lot. I think the 49ers did a smart thing. You know, I questioned that earlier, but when they put Deion Sanders on Harper, that kind of just took him right out of the game. And when they got him out of the game, then Deion can go wherever he wants. I mean, he's been on Michael Irvin. He's been intercepting passes. He's been doing all those things. Because if you look, he lined up 29 times on Harper, and they haven't thrown any to Harper. And, of course, he doesn't have any catches. 13 times have lined up on Michael Irvin. They threw to Michael Irvin 5 times against Deion Sanders. He has 2 catches, and, of course, Deion has a catch there, too.
I'm with you. I thought it was a mistake to put Deion on Harper man-to-man in the beginning, but it turned out to be very effective.
Yeah, and it's taken Harper out of the games in more way than one. I mean, they've taken where they haven't thrown to him, but then the Cowboys have taken him out of the game a lot.
Irvin is split wide to the right, and Sanders comes with him. Novacek is the man in motion. It's Emmitt Smith. And Emmitt has a first down. Still running is Emmitt Smith, and a flag on the play. That's got to be a face mask.
I mean, he could still turn that power on. I mean, he has that left hamstring that bothers him, but he can still, put that shoulder down, and just go out down and get that power going. 49ers are saying it's against Emmitt Smith.
They're saying holding. They're saying, I believe Emmitt grabbed the face mask and held the man off with it.
Well, they used to call that a straight arm. I guess if you just push it out there, it's a straight arm. I guess if you hold on to it, it's a hold. To me, it just looked like a great run.
He had the first down and more.
They used to let him do that. Remember in the days of the straight arm, hit the other guy in the face or the helmet.
Illegal use of the hands on number 22 of the offense, grasping the face mask. It was 10 yards. The result of the play leaves them beyond the yard to gain. It is a first down.
You see this right there. He gets the hand, the old straight arm, and he just leaves it right there. And then I guess the fact that he grabbed it and kept it going backward. I mean, he really, Eric Davis is number 25. He holds on with everything he has. Emmitt Smith just takes that right hand up there and holds on to that face mask.
That'll give you an idea how strong he is. And this is Emmitt Smith again. And Emmitt takes it outside the 35. And again, for a McDonald's game break, let's go to James Brown.
Pat, you and John have talked so often about how the game is played on the field and not on paper. Well, a San Diego team many thought will be the doormats of the AFC West instead are riding high in the penthouse. And when you think about all the great Air Coryell teams and the likes of Felton, Joyner, and Jefferson, they're happy that this team is heading to the Super Bowl. Back to Pat and John.
Well, you talk about doing a good job, and we don't see it that much, but Bobby Ross and your friend Bobby Beathard, they've done a great job at San Diego.
Yeah, and their owner, Alex Spanos, and that whole group, we'd like to congratulate them on getting to the Super Bowl.
Michael Irvin takes the pass from Aikman in front of Eric Davis and comes close and does get another Dallas first down.
You know, the thing is, the Cowboys can still move the ball, and they can move it methodically. They're not using all their weapons. And we talk about Alvin Harper has really been taken out of this game, and Emmitt Smith, they're starting to use him a little now, and Michael Irvin being their playmaker, but not as much throwing to Daryl Johnston or Jay Novacek.
Yeah, they've been very quiet. Here is Emmitt Smith, and the clock is still running. Daryl Johnston in a little shoving match with Gary Plummer. This is all taking time off the clock. And when you're down by 38-21, time becomes very important.
There's Ralph Tam. He's really missed the whole season, and he's just happy to get back for this game, and then hope that they have another one this week. This year.
Smith checks out as they go with 3 wide receivers. Aikman ducks under Ricky Jackson. Gets it to his fullback, Daryl Johnston, and Daryl Johnston's knocked out of bounds at the San Francisco 40 by Gary Plummer.
That was just Aikman's competition there. He knew he had a way, and you're going to see him. He's going to be here, and he's going to come out to the right. And then when he comes out, he has Daryl Johnston. You see Johnston in front of him? Now he just waits, and he lets the defense come to him. Then he just baits them all to come there. Then when they all take the bait, he just dumps it off to Daryl Johnston. That's only the second pass that Daryl Johnston has today.
First down, Dallas at the San Francisco 40. And the clock is running. And Aikman's back to throw it. Wheels it to Emmitt Smith, and he looked downfield too soon. Dropped it. That at least stopped the clock. Gary Plummer was right there had Smith made the catch.
Yeah, it was funny talking to Troy Aikman last time, and not funny, but he said that this game today means more to him than any of the other games. And ask him why. He said he really wasn't sure, but he thinks the changes, the coaching change, and then everyone thought they were going to be down, and then everyone getting down on him, the injuries and all this thing. He says this is the biggest one that he's played in. 2nd and 10.
Aikman has some time. Wheels it deep, incomplete. Intended for Alvin Harper, and it just wasn't there. That's the first one he's really thrown in that direction.
Well, he was waiting for some stuff to happen in the right and the middle that didn't happen. And again, that was his 3rd receiver. He's been doing that a lot. The 49ers defense have done an excellent job of taking away his 1st and 2nd receivers. But you see that? He was looking to the right. Then he had to come back with a pump. And then Alvin Harper deep was the 3rd thing that he was going to throw to.
That was Dana Stubblefield that applied the pressure to Aikman. A big 3rd and 10. If Dallas has any hopes. Aikman. Irvin to the 20. Boy, he's made some big plays.
And you know, today he's kind of the only big play guy, and I think that's one of the problems the Cowboys are having is they usually distribute the ball, they usually move it around a lot more and have more big play guys. But today, if they're going to get one, it looks like they're going to have to get it with Troy Aikman throwing it to Michael Irvin.
Eric Davis made the tackle. He took one swipe at Irvin and then caught him when he came back again.
Been a long day for Eric Davis, but he's won his share.
That's Emmitt Smith. Headed outside, and he just saw him pull up then. That hamstring wouldn't let him go. And it's hurting.
Yep, I think he got it there. It was he tried to save that thing and play as long as he could. And then he saw again it was Eric Davis coming up. I think he tried to make a little move on him. You see there's Lee Woodall there, but watch when 25 shows up. You see, in fact, he did it before that. You saw him grab it before Eric Davis ever got up there. And there was Merton Hanks coming up there.
And there's a flag on the play. And no question about it.
Yeah, but it's before Hanks gets there.
Yeah.
But you know the thing is, it's his left hamstring.
Yeah, and he grabbed his right leg.
He grabbed his right leg.
Well, you know, he had hamstring problems in the right leg earlier this year. It's been a tough, long year for Emmitt Smith. Here he is on December 19th at New Orleans.
Yeah.
Left hamstring.
Yeah, that's when he got. I mean, that was the big one. And then last week it was just re-injuring that left hamstring.
Looked almost the same. And there goes Emmitt. There was a personal foul called against Dallas.
There's an unnecessary roughness foul on the offense. Number 53, after the ball was out of bounds, continuing action foul. We penalized 15 yards, and the down counts as the play was over. Second down.
A continuing action foul. And so the down counts. They lost Emmitt Smith, and they got a penalty. That's a tough one.
And I think it was Mark. I know the penalty was against Mark Stepnoski, but I think he was blocking against his old teammate Ken Norton.
Second and 22. Blair Thomas has replaced Emmitt Smith. Aikman is down. It's Rhett Hall, and he just beat his blocker.
Yeah, because no one blocked him. Rhett Hall is going to be right here, and you see he just hits that hole and no one blocks him. He just hits that center guard gap. See, he starts over the center. Nate Newton goes out. Stepnoski didn't block. It was going to be a screen pass. Watch the center. Stepnoski is going to go to his left like it's going to be a screen. See him go out? Nate Newton also went out, but you got to block the guy in front of you before you go out.
Third and 29. Three wide receivers for the Cowboys. Aikman back to throw it. His protection broke down. He throws Irvin. And Michael Irvin makes the catch and gets back to the original line of scrimmage or thereabouts. Eric Davis made the stop. Aikman under heavy pressure.
Did you see how Michael Irvin did that, though? I mean, he knew that there was going to be guys in there, that he was going to get hit, and he just comes under control, and he waits. There were three guys around him. If he went inside anymore, there was going to be a real collision.
Yep.
Outside, there would have been a real collision, and he just stayed right there.
There's the pressure on Aikman.
Well, it's that same thing. Larry Allen is just having trouble with that ankle, and Ricky Jackson is getting around him.
And Michael Irvin has injured his wrist again. Game, 9:22 left. The Dallas field goal unit's out on the field, and Chris Boniol will try with Jay Novacek holding from 36 yards away.
I think the Cowboys, half their offensive team was coming back on the field too. Now they're taking a timeout. They had their field goal team out there, and then half their offense was coming back on the field. I think they're trying to decide to go for it.
They're going to go for it now. They changed their mind, and they take a valuable timeout. Go 38, Dallas 21. The Cowboys had their field goal unit out on the field. They got to have 3 scores. Then they call them back, call the timeout. So that means they have 2 left.
Yeah, and being down 17, as you said, they needed 2 touchdowns and a field goal. I'm surprised they didn't take the field goal there.
Well, they had a kick from a muddy spot. Aikman has the time, and a miraculous catch made by Kevin Williams. That is one heck of a catch.
Well, we know that over the year, every time we talked to Troy Aikman, he kept saying that he was getting more and more confidence in Kevin Williams. I know at first he had a tough time finding him and seeing him because he's a slot receiver, and usually your slot receiver runs inside patterns. And Merton Hanks looked like he had perfect coverage. Watch Merton Hanks on him. He is right there with him. But like you said, Kevin Williams made a great catch.
That is a terrific catch. Blair Thomas is the running back. They fake to him, and Aikman throws the end zone. Merton. Touchdown, Dallas.
I'll tell you, those guys are going down like champions. I mean, if you're going to beat them, you're going to have to whip them. I mean, Troy Aikman is doing everything that you have to do here. Barry Switzer decided not to take the field goal, go for it on 4th down. How about what Michael Irvin's doing? He's down here pushing off Eric Davis about 3 times, and then the pass by Troy Aikman, the touchdown.
And he just dragged his foot down in time to score. He just barely got it down. They're going to try for the, not for the 2, for the 1. This extra point becomes very important. And Bonio hits it. And it's 38-28. And watch what he does with both feet.
There's 1 down, and there's the drag. So both feet were inbound.
38-28. 8.5 minutes left. Down, and look who's in on the kickoff return team for San Francisco, Deion Sanders.
Ever since he's become a 49er, he's been lobbying to either get on offense or get on the kickoff return or the punt return, and he finally got on this kickoff return.
Bonio's kick hangs high, and it's going to be Deion Sanders on the return. And out of the pack he comes and gets up to about the 34.
Look at all the guys run out there and jump on him. Deion Sanders, and now there's a fight. You don't have to fight over Deion, just return the kickoff. We don't have to fight over that. But George Seifert was saying all the time he didn't want Deion Sanders on the return team because he didn't want him to get hurt.
Right.
And Deion Sanders said, well, you worry that I'm going to get hurt, but just say you put me back there and I return it all the way. He said, you'll look like Vince Lombardi. But they're going after Deion Sanders.
Well, he didn't quite say Vince Lombardi. He said that guy used to coach at Green Bay.
Yeah, yeah. You see, it was Clayton Holmes that they were arguing about. You see that late shot right there after Deion was down.
38-28 to score. Ricky Sanders, the ball carrier. Ricky Waters, excuse me.
But George Seifert finally lost that one. Ever since Deion became a 49er, he's been wanting to do that, and he and George Seifert have kind of had this thing, and George Seifert won the battle until just then, that kickoff return. He said every time that they go to a kickoff return, he goes up and asks if he can do it, and the answer's always been the same no until that time.
2nd and about 8. Clock running, and Young throws to Taylor, knocked down by Larry Brown. Incomplete.
Yeah, they've been working on Larry Brown all day. They've been working on him on ups. They've been working on him on outs. And he's been having problems with it. But a cornerback has to have bad memory. And, you can't worry about that last one. You got to go get the next one.
That's most important. You don't remember anything.
Every great one that I ever knew, like Willie Brown, would always, if you beat him, he'd forget it. He'd never remember that.
Well, that's what you have to do. Rice comes out on Brown this time. And Young goes back to throw. He's chased. And Steve Young got rid of it at the last moment. Leon Lent pressured Steve Young, and the 49ers will have to punt, and we're not through yet.
That's what the Cowboys needed to keep this thing a football game. As they had to score like they did, and then they had to stop this drive right here. And then by doing that, we have a game now.
We had a game before this ever started.
Yeah, but I mean, it could have been if the 49ers took this ball and drove it down. This game that we've had since it started could have been over, too.
Yeah, could have been. Kevin Williams back deep for Klaus Wilmsmeyer's punt. High snap, short kick. Williams says get away from it. It takes a 49er bounce, and it's still bouncing. And they down it at the 25. Dallas takes over just outside their own 25. It's 38-28 San Francisco. Overhead, the Goodyear blimp, piloted today by Captain John Creighton. And sending us those great pictures, and they have been great today, is cameraman Glenn Hampton.
Where is he? Is he up in this thing here, you think?
I think
right
so.
In there, and he's just shooting down from there?
I think.
Does he have is the camera automatic, or does he have to aim
No,
at the stuff?
he's waving.
Oh, that's where he is, but where's the camera? Oh, here's the camera here.
Down
Well, how's
there.
he operated?
Well, he's got long arms.
I think he just points it.
Aikman back to throw and fire. Outside and out of bounds is Kevin Williams. Tyrone Drakeford took him out of bounds. That stops the clock with 7 minutes. We're down to this game, and this last 7 minutes and the clock running. I thought Kevin Williams got out of bounds, but they didn't stop it. 2nd and 2. And Aikman's going to throw again and fires up the middle. Kevin Williams makes the catch. Dallas first down. Clock continues to run.
You know that the playmaker, the Cowboys are going without a huddle now. Your playmaker is Michael Irvin, but you didn't expect the second guy to be Kevin Williams, but he's becoming that guy.
And again, Aikman is under pressure, and the ball flutters to the ground, and they were lucky that one wasn't picked off.
It was lucky that Troy Aikman isn't hurt. I mean, watch Ricky Jackson. He's number 57. He's coming. He starts on the outside. Then he goes inside of Larry Allen, and he just flushes Troy Aikman as he throws that ball. Larry Allen has really been having a tough time over there with Ricky Jackson today. We're talking about Ricky Jackson playing for $838,000 today, but I'll tell you, and I believe it, he says that a Super Bowl championship means more to him than that.
So many great years, and Larry Allen really playing with a handicap. He couldn't even make it all the way through practice on Thursday. Aikman fires short. And a flag on the play.
That's against Tim Harris. Look at Charles Haley out there yelling at Harris. Oh, that was a big play.
Yes, sir. It's against the 49ers, against Tim Harris.
Yeah, that's a coach killer. Those are the things that really get you as a coach. You have everything under control. You're getting a good pass rush. You have good coverage downfield.
Personal foul.
Yep, right at the end. You see, he didn't let go.
Just kept going.
First down.
First down, Dallas.
It wasn't a late hit as much as he had him, and then after he threw it, he didn't let go.
Just kept pushing him out of bounds.
Look at Charles Haley down there. He's laughing. Charles Haley thinks he called that one. He was out there yelling at the official and at Tim Harris. I think Haley thinks he just bought 15 yards and a first down for the Cowboys.
1st and 10 at the San Francisco 43. 6 minutes and 20 seconds left. 38-28 San Francisco. Deion Sanders knocks it down, intended for Michael Irvin.
Whatever they gave Deion Sanders, he's learning it today. I mean, the things that they can do with this defense, with him in there, just makes them a much better defense. He plays tight coverage. He plays off. That time he was off of Michael Irvin.
Yep.
He just waited for him to come down and to cut. And then, instead of getting the near hand in there to knock down the ball, he always throws the offhand, or in that case, the left hand in to knock it down.
2nd and 10 at the San Francisco 43. Aikman again will have to throw, and does, and goes deep. The pass is incomplete. Intended for Michael Irvin. And Deion Sanders is with him.
And he had Deion on that one. The whole Cowboys sideline is looking for a penalty on this one. You see, he gets his left hand in there. That's the way defensive backs feel where the guy's going. He got that left arm in there in front of him. Deion Sanders is trying to get some oxygen. He's trying to get close to that grass.
There's a flag on the play on the far side of the field. I think Barry Switzer might have run into the referee.
Yeah, I mean, well, half of that sideline was out there. That's what they were yelling about.
Bumping the official on the field.
The official was bumped on the field.
The play was over. 15 yards. Third down.
15 yards after the play was over. It's still third down.
He thought he should have had the penalty, and then he didn't get it, but he can't go on the field. He better calm down.
And you certainly can't make any contact with the official. Barry is upset. 3rd and 25. And just over 6 minutes left. Aikman back to throw it. Pass is complete to Alvin Harper. That's his first catch, and he gets it out of bounds, and they stop the clock.
And that was on Deion Sanders, but the 49ers were, after that penalty on Barry Switzer, the 49ers were really giving him a cushion. Look how far back Deion Sanders is. He's just playing back, playing off, and then Harper just cuts that thing off in front of him.
You save all the moves for that. They stop the clock only until the ball is marked, and then they start it up again, and it's going.
Holy moly, I've never seen a coach like that.
4th and 10. And Aikman is swamped. Tim Harris takes Aikman down.
That may be the Super Bowl play.
That might be. 5 minutes and 42 seconds left. 38-28, the 49ers by 10.
Watch Tim Harris. He's right down here. He's coming from this side, and again it's against Larry Allen, who's had a tough day. Starts him to the upside, comes underneath him, and he's right in Troy Aikman's face. Larry Allen, and he's playing with a bad ankle and all that stuff, but that has been a big problem for the Dallas Cowboys today.
Jerry Rice goes in motion on 1st and 10. They give is to Ricky Waters. And Switzer asks for a timeout.
I think he needs more than a timeout.
He is hot. 5 minutes and 31 seconds left to play. 2nd and 9, San Francisco. They lead by 10. Dallas 28. 5.5 minutes left to play. Tim Harris, who just sacked Troy Aikman on 4th down. Waters and Floyd behind Steve Young. And it's Ricky Waters again. He gets nowhere. But the clock runs. There's Ricky Jackson.
He came here and signed for a base salary $162,000. But if they win this game, he gets $1 million. So this game is for $838,000 for him.
The winner of this game gets the trip to Miami and the Super Bowl and all that goes with it against San Diego. Dallas is out of timeouts.
They were going for a three-peat. And I'll tell you, they gave everything. I mean, they really did.
We have confirmation that the head coach of the Cowboys, Barry Switzer, came out and bumped into the head linesman.
And that was after that deep pass to Michael Irvin where Deion Sanders had his left arm in there. And there was a whole bunch of Cowboys came off that sideline trying to get a penalty. You were thinking the penalty should have been thrown on Deion Sanders.
The head linesman is Sid Seaman. That's who switched.